great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. So, welcome to 168th edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, you can see that the market continued to oscillate. Yesterday, we saw the market reacting to the outcome of the Fed decision to hike rate again, which is going to also happen in the Bank of England or recently, day before yesterday, whether on Wednesday. Yesterday was Bank of England. We saw our market reacted to it, but this morning, surprised that the market is open what in a positive dimension from this market. That is why I said, you as a trader or investor don't need to be tossed up and down by this market news or event or policies or statement that come from there. That's why you must have the what you are watching to see the attitude or the psychology, maybe that psychology or sentiment of a players in that market, which are investors, investors and traders. How are they reacting to this? That's why you must have what we call this chart, the pictorial chart, to look at what is happening. And when I said that we don't trade news, we trade charts or we trade psychology of people, and that is why price movement of any asset, like I said, is very very important. We want to see how people are reacting to this, news or this information that are coming, and that is why also it's also very very important. If you have been with me or been with us in Investdata, you know that I always emphasize that you must have what investment objective or goal to guide you. It's that investment will help you to have what to set up your stop loss. The stop loss is very very key because it will help you what to manage what your fund, your capital. Because I tell you, if tomorrow market rebound now and you have lost your fund in this market, you will only be hearing, we are not be partaking because we have no fund to play. That's why in any market cycle, whether in a bull market or in a bear market, your main goal is to make profit and at the same time what to protect your capital. Everybody is here to make more profit in the market, but you want also to guide your capital. Now that there are kind of a liquidity crisis across the globe, not only in our market here in Nigeria, other markets because of what continuing rate hike, so going to put pressure on what on equity market because fund will be driven from what from one one investment window or asset to another. And don't forget what we call circular flow of fund in investment on the financial market where there is no increase in rate. The fund about to leave what the equity space to the fixed income space, where because we know that we want to go less risk, we want to go there. But this also in an environment where you are having inflation on the rise. In UK, why they move their interest rate to almost 35 basic point, the Bank of England, the result of all their inflation hitting all high 40 years high. You can see what is it, and this is the first time for many years they are increasing their rate with 75 basic point just for them to fight inflation. But you can see what has happened after that environment, that how their financial stability is become questionable at this time because of what the political angle of what is happening and also their economic situation. And this world, you don't forget that anywhere you are in the world, the economic situation or economic growth is as a fundamental of the financial stability of that domain or that country or that environment we are. You can see what is happening. That is why even when US just recently hiked it, they're already thinking that if they're not taking, they might have what issue. Because when you are hiking rate low, you are also putting burden on the government to meet their obligation. In terms of this government that also have gone to borrow, they have to also pay high interest rate to maintain that borrowing. It is not just only just to control inflation. Once you control inflation, you also have the impact of the impact of these policies of rate hike on the economy and also on the government cover or government force, because government has to also pay from their notes also to service their debt. And you know that when you see high interest rates, just to have a lot of slowing down economy, and if you're not taking, the economy will start going to contraction. Which I tell you, if you're not taking, most domain or most country or most economy will also be going to contraction. But we have seen already in their in their purchasing manager index of this different domain, and some their Q2 that I saw that was up was marginal. It's a sign also that things are not also looking well. That means if they're not taking the last quarter of this year and the early quarter of 2021, we might start seeing don't forget that in economies, when you see an economy having contraction for two because every quarter, that is also pronounced recession. And that is why all over the world today there is fear of recession here and there. And oil price also not abating, looking up and down every day. These are the factors that also is influencing market across the globe. As we speak now, market across the European market this Friday have opened on a higher note, despite the some what we call like one of a position manager to mention the factory, factory activities. For Germany, it's not too looking good, but still, we're seeing that yesterday there was a kind of a hike in UK, which the what market in that domain, European market or equities are receiving what a boost from what from the gain of what Asia Friday, the new world speculation on what on immediate no release of what China COVID-19 cut. These are the things that also expect to also impact the market. But we can speak that as we speak now, activities is also lifting up in relatively towards this second largest economy, which is the China, and this is where kind of a breeze or a strength is coming to also the European market because of what export expectation and that's why I said this morning there's kind of a bit up in that domain, which is also good. In US also we're facing a mixed market. The Jones and the S&P and NASDAQ are mixed for also some are in green or some are also in red in that domain. But Asia market also is operating at mixed number. That of Asia, Africa is also mixed. As we speak now, our market here is slightly in red in Nigeria, which is the NGS. But oil price this morning on Friday has also rebounded powerfully to trade around the 96 dollar point 97, almost entering 79 $97 per barrel for crude oil. This tells you that these are the factors that also driving the market this morning. And don't forget that earnings that hit the market so far has also been impressive despite what the increasing headwinds from slowing inflation and also slowing down economic growth. But in all these, companies in this different domain are not doing badly, and that is what also supporting this sentiment we are seeing this morning. And that is why I said investor in any domain you have to know why you are in the market. If you are targeting income, dividend income, you have to look at these earnings that are coming and give you an insight what's likely to happen at the end of the year. And don't forget that this last quarter of the year comes with a lot of seasonality and also activities are bound to increase because of what the festive period. These companies, no matter the sector they are bound to be what improve activities in this season. That is why you as a trader or investor have to keep your eyes in this kind of companies now that we are seeing their Q3 number. It's very, very important so that at the end of the day, you will want to make what informed investment decision because you are there to want to make money. That is why as an investor, you must know why you are in the market or trader. But now that we're seeing all these events happening here and there, don't panic out of your position, especially if you know why you are in that stock. Hold on and watch. If what attracted you are intact, like I say, don't panic unless they are disintegrating. That is why you can also take Ben Johnson. But if you have your stop loss, especially for we traders want to protect your capital, you must know how to use this stop loss effectively to help you manage your portfolio. For me, that is what we should do at this point. Once you're able to do that, you are good to go as a trader or investor in the market. But don't just say because people are panicking in the market, it's time for you to panic out. I would say no. That would be a wrong strategy for you to enter this market or play the market at this point. What you don't need to do is just understand the market you are playing and what goes in and out of it, and which we are discussing here. Once you're able to grab this and make good informed investment decision, you are good to go at any given time as well as a trader or investor. You don't need to also panic because others are panic. As I said, let your investment objective guide you and be in those sectors and individual stocks that has all it takes to give you return at the end of the day. Once you are in a stock that will give you return in terms of dividend, because if capital appreciation is not coming, you are sure with good dividend yield, and if there's a turnaround in the market, that will also be a plus because we're expecting that the financial research we're discussing in the coming master class going to create opportunity in coming Invest 2023 session. Investment data is coming in December, first Saturday of December. That financial market research is going to give you a lot of insight where you should also be looking at. That is why you need to position in those stocks at when you, because once you are in them and this thing was research was going to discuss start happening and you finish yourself, you know that yes, you are in for good return because you are taking early position ahead of what they research. That's why you must take time out to join us in that coming Invest 2023. Like I said, we have about 8 to 9 speakers are going to discuss on what is happening in the market, and you know what it takes for all of us to be discussing. And these are people from different backgrounds, from those that are fixed income, those are from for treasury bill, those are from bond, those are from equity aspect, using technical and fundamental to explain. Also giving strategy that you're going to use to invest profitably in 2023 and beyond. That's why you must encourage that every one of us that is this platform today on this class to also make our time to join in that event. because it's going to be a time for us all to take advantage of what they're going to share in that class, to go back what and position our portfolio, and also position for what the research we're expecting to come in 2023. And this research will go beyond what, beyond the financial market as we're looking at it, because politically we want to expect that whoever comes was also supposed to come with what will reform. That also help you that politically these are the things also we're also likely to see. On that note, I will encourage you that make time, like I said earlier, to do what, to be in the class. Once you are in that Invest 2023 Traders and Investors Summit, I'll tell you, you also at the end of the day smile back home. Why? Because you're going to share a lot of ideas with you with participants, and these are people that are professional in the market and season what expert in what in their different field. And when they are discussing, they are not just discussing, they are discussing from wealth of experience of years, and let you because they have seen different market cycle and economic cycle, and how to take advantage of them will also be discussed in that. That is how to invest in this kind of situation, knowing that market will continue. I'll tell you whether there is election or no election, market will continue. But we believe that they will have election this year successfully. If there's no election, they are going to there will be market. If the election, there will be market. Why I say the election? Because people are afraid already that election will come again. In Nigeria, we have not seen that since our democracy in 1990 date. We have said earlier one policy or the other within the election, it has not happened. And it will happen this time. Every president wants to have a legacy of what opportunity or handing over to the next president. That is how to see a successful democratic world government or economy or a country. And that is what we expect, that the election will come and go and the leader will also emerge. And that leader will come. We have seen the area of what the series of multiple of what challenges here and there, and we'll come and sit down and do things as usual. This time to do things another way to bring result that will change a lot of things in Nigeria. Yes, I have said that the market means, so I'm looking up this hour, which is a good one to start this last trading day of the week. I believe that this is also an eye opener for investors to know what to do at this period. Yes, before we go to the market proper, I want to look at a few results from the healthcare sector. These numbers, I will tell you, they are impressive, but for investors that are in this class or traders, who will guide you, give you an insight where you should also be putting your tent as we discuss this number at this moment. Yes, I want to start with the figure that came from the Q3 number that came from me and Baker. I'll tell you that this number is fantastic. Real one for me is a good one for me and Baker. Me and Baker, top line, which is that the revenue moved from 8.1 billion to 10.4 billion, that's 28% up. PAT from 882.4 million to 1.43 billion. That is 59% up. This is wow, and this is good for web. And you can see that there's a great difference here that we were seeing any per share of me and Baker third quarter moving from 1 kobo in 2021 to 83 kobo in 2022. Good one, I tell you, this is a good number for even this number as you are seeing is more than what we saw for this company in their full year. Those are asking me which company have surpassed their performance, even as I speak today. Me and Baker is one of them. Also, you can see that the figure we're seeing is more than what they posted for full year 2021. You can see that from 83 kobo any per share, you can focus that this company can achieve 1 naira and 120, and dividend of for me dividend of 150 kobo or 55 kobo or even 40 kobo is possible from this company as we speak now. That means as an investor, you don't need what? You don't need to panic. But you are looking for what? Where to get dividend income. These are companies that are consistent. For me, this is a good one. If you look at the what we call the profit margin for me and Baker, I moved from 10.8% to 13.7%, which is good. Yes, you are saying that it's still relatively low, but for me, it is an improvement from profit margin of 10.8. That means in every 1 naira about 10 kobo is retained. It's still low, but it's a sign that despite the high cost associated with manufacturing, we're seeing an improvement from 10.86 to 13.75% for Q3. This is good. Also, like I already tell you that in analysis or as an investor, after we are looking at the company top line, look at the bottom line, look at the profit margin. EPS is good, but you need to look at how sustainable is this number going to the future. It's very, very important. That is why you must look down after seeing the robust balance sheet of this company. You have to look at the cash flow of the company to see if the cash flow will support. That's why if you remember in this class, I will not discuss any without sharing them. Look at the cash flow. Why? Because there is the reward back the earnings you are seeing, if it was, it will continue in that direction. If you look at the cash flow, the operating cash flow for me and Baker House, there's an improvement. This is a good improvement. For you move from a negative position about 1.8, no, 1.89 billion to what a positive no 328.86 million. You can see from a negative portion of what of negative 1.89 billion. Now I can see this says that more business is coming, and I told you earlier that this sector, for the kind of business they are and the nature of their products and services, the sector that you can always trust, especially now that government is still giving them attention. They're still doing one digit facility in terms of CBN intervention, and only that healthcare to do with whether old people, young people will continue. People are migrating from becoming younger to old people. New birth are given. These people need sorts of drugs. I tell you, and the vaccine that the government have also signed into agreement with Cuba to go into it. Not only that, to roll out malaria, there was also a committee was set up recently. They know to import all those drugs to do that. This pharmaceutical company in Nigeria that we encourage to make sure that all these goals are achieved. For me, this is going to be a boost for what for these companies. This is a good number from me and Baker. Then we want to look at the one from Fixing. Fixing number for me is fantastic. Also, this is a good number to really reckon with. Fixing top line move from 21.8 billion to 31.43 billion. Can see this is a good number. For me, investors should also look at this and also make sure that this kind of company, you see what the price of stock. You can see that the top line of these sectors and their bottom line are still in double digits, and double digits that are strong, not just a double digit that are still low. This is a strong double digit for me. It's a good one for them. Also, we saw that PAT also moved from 2.32 billion to 3.44 billion. You can see what these are growth are more than what 30% up. For me, it's a good one for this company. And also you can see that the EPS from PAT of 3.44 billion translated to 1 naira 50 kobo earning per share as at third quarter against 1 naira 11 kobo for Q3 2021. On the strength of this Q3 naira, we are seeing 1 naira 50 kobo. You can project that yes, this company can meet to around 2 naira or 2 naira 20 kobo or 250 earning per share, and that will tell you if this company also double their payout, or particularly also increase their payout from what they have done in the previous year. It's good to look at these sectors and kind of payout strategy. They gave you bonus, and at the same time they paid you about 50 kobo last year. Then with these earnings we are seeing now, 1 naira possibility is there for you as investors. Then you need to look at the way of this is a good number, I will tell you. But if you look at the profit margin for Fixing, you can see that it's a bit flat. It moved from 10.64 to 10.94 for 2022 Q3. But it is a flat number, but still you can see that there's an improvement despite the high cost associated with that. When you go into manufacturing, you know what I'm saying. You can see that their cost of energy and all have been on the cost of sea, even transportation alone, everything has double. But still, this company has still to tell you that this company are well run by Nigerians. But where you can also look much again to see what will happen. The last one is looking at the cash flow of Fixing for this period. Like the cash flow is looking down from looking down at 3.4 billion from 7.7 billion in 2021. Yes, it's not a negative fine, but you can see there's a decline from about 7.7 billion in 2021 towards 3.43 billion in 2022. Yes, the numbers are impressive, but also look at that. That's why I said when you see this kind of operating cash flow, you need to also look twice and see where this number is taking us. But you want to look at the next one. It's not enough for you to conclude, but it's an eye opener to see will this company sustain this kind of numbers to the future. That's why looking at the operating cash flow is very, very important. As I said, don't just assume after you are looking at it. Continuity is very, very important because every investment you are doing is against the future. How are they going to sustain their numbers? Is it going to sustain? Because the cash will tell you yes, if there is more room for them. But for me, this is not a bad sign, but just to give you signal that you watch it. Because if the cash flow is looking down, it might be their next one. You can see cash flow can turn up, but you have to also look at it that is this number sustainable? But if it is more than 2-3 times you are seeing that, that means a sign that this company is going somewhere. But this was not for 15 number is good, but just an eye opener to see a decline in their operating cash flow is very, very important to note it in your anywhere you put your note to watch to see if such repeat also in the last quarter of 2022, and also look at what is happening in the first Q1 in 2023. It's very, very key and very, very important for you to understand it, so that it will go a long way also to help you when you are taking your investment decision. It was because every no investment you are making is for you to move up. That's why I said price is very, 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 very important. If you are taking position and it's not going up, you feel as if you are taking a wrong decision. But when you see where you have entered, you are seeing the price moving up, you feel better, and also you can smile because what the price is responding to what. That's why what would drive the price in this earnings. I have said that equity price feed the what on earnings, and these are the earnings we are discussing now. That you understand why it is important to look at these earnings to know exactly what you will do when it comes to what you take into account after seeing this number at this time. These numbers are very, very important for us to always look at when we're taking what our investment decision. For me, there's no cause for alarm for fixing because the numbers are looking already looking good, and we expect that if this trend is sustained, as I've said, that we're likely to see 2 naira, no 2 naira 50 kobo or 2 naira, no 45 kobo. Once it's able to hit that kind of a price, I will tell you that yes, it's good to what to go because what because that will support a good payout, and we are there to work to make money. If we're not having capital appreciation in this kind of market situation, we should rest assured that good dividend that will come, and that dividend also will support what will support our own financial plan, so that we can still hold that position when the market rebound with improved liquidity. You can also say yes, I'm already in this stock, let me just smile to the world, to the bank. That is why you are also investing to make more money in your investment. It's very, very good that we consider that. Yes, if you look at others, we want to discuss GSK now, but if you look at others penny stock there, when you talk about Formadeco and Nimet in that same industry, I'll tell you that the result that came from these two are below market expectation. That's why I'm not discussing much on them because they are still posting number that is below what the market are looking to. That means also start seeing impressive number. I see that there's a missed number there for the two companies. That's why they're not there, also because of our time. But if you look at GSK, what happened in GSK for me is also have maintained the trend we have seen in me and Baker and what fixing GSK. And also the GSK before now is the leader in the industry, but fixing have come to take over the leader in terms of what performance, which is very key, and price. For now, GSK is now coming at the back of what fixing. Because also the way me and Baker is coming powerfully, I believe that all this also will put me and Baker put almost 1% billion in Q3, and why fixing put about 3.4 billion in what in Q3. But you can see that what GSK is putting is still below a billion, about below a billion for now, but still positive. You can see that what the top line of GSK moved from 16.45 billion to 20.43 billion. That's about 24% up. Then PAT also move. I would say tremendously. It's fine. Significantly it's okay, but still below what 500 million. We move from 422.77 million to 483.54 million. Percent about 294% up. You can say this is a good one. But I will tell you, if you look at the strength of this company before now, me and Baker and Fixing has gone ahead of them in terms of performance. That's why the price of GSK is above that of me and Baker. The numbers were saying say that me and Baker and Fixing are becoming one that are contending that content. Why GSK is just coming, but that's why you also want to look at this, also look at what I'm saying and know what to do at this time. Where will I get a good dividend and also a good yield in terms of price and in terms of the future price potential. This 483.5 million translated to 40 kobo earning per share for Q3 against 10 kobo posted in 2021 for GSK. Good, this is a good one. And also, if you look at the profit margin for GSK, I'll tell you this is very, very poor. 0.73% in 2021 to 2.35. You can see that of me and Baker and Fixing have almost 10 point something, 13 for me and Baker in terms of profit margin, and why the Fixing was 10.9. You can see for that of GSK is 2.3. You can see, and say cost associated with other works they are seeing in the industry. You can see that means GSK has a lot way to go and want to come out. But if you look at the operating cash flow for GSK for this period, I'll tell you there's a great improvement in their cash flow, which is good from a negative of a negative position of 2.1 billion to a positive position of 5.52 billion in 2022. Fine, it's a sign that they are rebounding. Yahoo also reflected the number, but they have a long way to go as regard the numbers, to impact the price. Quick one, we want to look at what is happening in the market now because of our time. Yes, I need to explain this before we go jump into the earnings now, into the technical, sorry, the live market. But as we speak now, the market, I said earlier when I was introducing or starting the class, that our market is mixed here in Africa, but why our own market Nigeria is slightly what in red. As we speak now, the market is doing 44,214.84. Market is down by 21.86. That is about 0.06 or 0.05 now as we speak. Yes, the market is still trying to find its no direction because of what? The low liquidity in the market, and also confidence level, I will tell you, is relatively low in the market now, which are also reflected in what? In the volume. The recent volume, we see that last 2 days we are still like above 100 above 150 million shares traded as a result of what? Major this what in assets yesterday about 112 113 million D was rather than assets, which is also a buy position. You can see the assets also being installed, that is we are seeing an opportunity there. People are also taking position in that direction. You can see that this is also reflecting in the market, that the volume and also the quietness in the market. If you look at the market breadth as we speak now, market breadth is also negative. We're having 8 losers against 4 gainers, as we speak now. And it tells you that the market is not looking toward, not smiling. Then as we speak, was the eight losers is led by Custodian, followed by Women Bank. You can see Royal Exchange and the Champs and Cap. And these are Cap that use the impressive number that tell you how the market to liquidity and confidence what really happened. You can see that Cap that put the impressive number is still declining as we speak now, trading around the 16 naira, 38 kobo. These are the top losers as we speak at this hour. The gainers, as I said, that there are 4. You can see the life of Linkage Assurance leading there, followed by Regency Insurance, UBA, and Access Corp. These are the gainers. Access has come back to 8 naira as we speak now, but let's wait now and see. I'm going to close, but I tell you that volume today, there's that position taking is also going in that regard. But we want to look at the volume. It's very, very key. That's why we're seeing relatively improving volume, which I tell you that is for few activities in some store that I part the volume, but I've not seen real action. But when I say the volume of about the volume, also that same volume is also happening in asset this morning. What we saw yesterday, you can see that this morning asset is doing almost 134 million shares traded in this company. I said that that's why I said when you see volume, it tells a lot of story. I just mentioned yesterday or this morning, you can see that the volume, that means something is happening in assets. Now for you to look at your chart now and know is it a buy volume. Yesterday it's not a buy volume. Today we want to consider is it also a buy volume for you to know what to do. It's very, very important also at any time. The next then in terms of volume is custodian and custodian investment PLC. This also can see volume about 10 million. You don't see much volume from this stock like this, but today we're seeing also 10 million. There's also something that's happening there. Trading around the 5 naira, 90 naira, 80 kobo now. UBA was seeing volume at 7 naira. Like I said yesterday, that UBA at that price that it will soon turn back, which it did. I see UBA at 7 naira from almost touching at 660 yesterday, day for yesterday, and bouncing back yesterday. You can see what it's doing now. GT code maintained at 17 naira. 60 kobo at also good volume of 5 something million. But I think transfer. These are the top in terms of volume as we speak. Let's quickly look at the market. Yes, if you look at the chart again, which I know you have been used to it now, how to look at this chart together. But look at the chart now, I see that the chart is still not making a lower low now, but trying to side trend now. But you can see we've been on a lower low for a while before. On Wednesday, sorry, we saw a rebound a little, which also yesterday we saw a flat movement that market tried to also look down again. But let's keep our fingers and see what's going to happen today in the market. It's very, very key for us to know, because as it was also informing us if whether the bull is still on that way or the bull is far from where we are now. But I think we're seeing a relatively improved volume on some stocks to give us cue that something is about to happen in the market, so that you also and me keep our eyes and be in those sectors where you see that after this digestion of this earnings that were released recently ahead of economic data and MPC meeting coming also later this month. These are going to shape the market, on the strength of earnings, and also when the figure for inflation also come for the month of October, will also direct more where the fund is going. If you look at the T line now as we speak, on Friday today at this hour, you can see that the market has tested the T line, and that is where it is now flat as we speak. So that I want us to look at it boldly before we call it a day. You can see now it's almost touching it just like trading. This what happened on Wednesday. Thursday market was flat. Today you can see that after making a lower lows, you can see market trying to make lower highs. Cannot lower high now, but not highs already. Lower high for not start trading. One will see now cannot see lower highs are coming. But market is still trading slightly below what the T line. No for that can be a breakout. Usher you what a buy situation. Like assets yesterday crossed the T line. For me, that usher assets to make what become a buy position for people that are not there before, because they are showing that strength is coming back. Also, if you come and look at the market on momentum, look at MACD. Yes, we can see that MACD is becoming bullish now. You can see that it has crossed. After looking at this histogram here, that's why it's also very key. At this point, the market is all doing all this that kind of declining. I see that MACD was bearish, but now that we are seeing, they can see gradually that turnover bullish again. That's brought the word the signal line here already, which you want to give. You can see that the blue line is also crossing the word the dead from down to the line. But money flow is still not making an uptrend, but talking about trend above 35.30, which is so good. But until breakout 50, that's just a strong money fund for fund that enter the market. It might be individual stock. That's why you want to also look at individual stock to see what is happening per time. Let's look at 1 hour chart for what for the market to see. I believe that our time is fast spent. We look at two stock to call it a day. Yes, on the 1 hour chart, market is still as we speak now, he said trading net. Let's just trade live on what on the T line. You can see it here that flat on the T line. But we're seeing volume on the 1 hour chart for the market is still bullish on MACD, and also but market fund is not entering on the 1 hour chart. You can see it looking down. But people want to look at assets if that work on it. Let's see. Like I told you, assets are broken out what the T line. We want to see if this is sustained. What is the implication for you as investor or trader in assets? What to do? Because actually there is potential in this asset to speak. The figures also is pointing towards that. You can see now on a 1 hour chart, you can see where you can see that this the form of a bullish engulfing here. You can see good volume. You can see money flow on the 1 hour chart. That same money flow remains strong on the day chart. You can see that MACD is bullish for what for assets. You can see all this way where it goes above T line on 1 hour. This thing much come up again. You can see that it has relatively above the T line on the 1 hour chart. Good people are look at a day chart for what for the stock. Assets on the day chart, you can see on the day chart it has moved up, but the volume saw yesterday and this one I can see that yes, still above the T line. They have broken the T line yesterday, but even when it's trying to pull back, touch 8 naira and you're doing 7.95 now, but still below above the T line as we speak. MACD is positive, you can see it here. While money flow is sharp and strong, that fund is entering the stock, you can see it here. But today now you can see that yesterday was the buy volume, but we're seeing kind of a sell volume here. You can see it here now. So let's watch and see what the class is going to close the week. Close today and not forget I tell you important of what the price is not closed in a week, and also where to go and what how to take it how to take this what investment decision. On this note, we'll draw the curtain here. We'll say thank you for your time, because we have been together here from Monday today. We want to appreciate you and look forward to see you at the Q&A tomorrow. We'll also be looking at the earnings, and also discuss more where others in the class, also professionals that will join, also be discussing their view and make their opinion. You too like to be in that kind of class and also benefit from the discussion and also make your own contribution. See you tomorrow by God grace in the afternoon, and enjoy the rest of your trading day today. Also, don't forget that the the Invest 2023 will be coming up on the first Saturday in December. Like I said earlier, the topic for discussion is what the financial market what reset. How can you take advantage of this reset? This is go beyond economy, political, and all. How can you take advantage of that work to put your portfolio in order and also create wealth? Because I let you that when the people are greedy, that is where you be. But when they are fearful, that is where you also be greedy yourself by buying to value. And that is simple word for trader and investor principle. Thank you and see you tomorrow, hopefully by God grace.